All right, let's jump right in. We are about to go on this really cool journey, right inside your own head. We're going to explore the incredible, almost magical science behind something we all do pretty much every single day, reading.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? How do these little black marks on a page suddenly become a movie inside your head, right? Complete with vivid worlds, complex people, huge ideas. How does that happen? Well, that is the big question we're going to unpack.
So, here's the game plan. First, we'll go beyond just seeing words. Then, we'll check out your reader's toolkit. After that, we'll look at the 4 levels of meaning. And then, the really fun part, building worlds in your mind. And we'll wrap up with why all of this deep reading stuff actually matters.
All right, first stop, beyond seeing words. Let's get into what reading comprehension really is.
So here's the key thing to get. Meaning isn't just in the text, waiting for you to scoop it up. Nope. It's something that you actively build. It's like this dynamic dance happening between the reader, that's you, the text itself, and the context of it all. You're not just a passive observer. You are literally a co-creator of the meaning.
Okay, so how on earth do we pull off this amazing feat? Well, it turns out every single reader has this powerful toolkit in their brain. So let's crack it open and see what we've got.
First up, and this one is fundamental, is recognizing the main idea. Think of it like the blueprint for a building. It's the core concept, right? The thing that holds everything else together. Once you've got that main idea, all the little details suddenly have a home.
Okay, now this next tool is where it gets really cool. Drawing inferences. This is basically you playing detective. The writer gives you a bunch of clues. That's the stuff written on the page. And you take those clues and mix them with your own background knowledge to figure out what's not being said. You're literally reading between the lines.
And get this, good readers are always a step ahead. They're constantly predicting. Using all the info they've gathered so far, their brains are humming along, almost subconsciously asking, okay, where's this going? What's going to happen next? And this isn't just for, mystery novels. It keeps you locked in and engaged with any kind of text, always trying to anticipate the next point. And wow, this toolkit is deep. We've only just scratched the surface. Just look at all these other skills. We're talking about everything from the simple stuff, like locating facts, all the way to really complex things, like analyzing an argument or evaluating logic. Your brain is juggling all of this, all at once, usually without even noticing. It's incredible.
Okay, so now that we've seen the tools, let's look at how we use them to go deeper. Because comprehension, it's not just a simple yes or no thing. It's got layers, 4 of them, in fact.
The best way to think about it is like climbing a ladder. So on the first couple of rungs, you've got the basics, just recognizing the words and then figuring out what a sentence means. Simple enough. But then you take a big step up to rung number 3. And this is where you start to grasp the implied ideas. You see the cause and effect, you get the unstated conclusions. And then, at the very top of the ladder, you're not just a reader anymore. You become a critic. You're actually evaluating the ideas, asking yourself, does this make sense? Is there proof for this? Do I even agree with it?
All right, hold on, because now we get to what is, for me, the most mind-blowing part of this whole thing. We're going to look at the science behind that movie in your head. How does your brain take simple words and construct an entire world from them?
Well, there's a theory for this, and it's called the text world model. Now that sounds a little academic, but the core idea is actually pretty straightforward. As you read, your mind basically builds a temporary mental bubble, a little world. And inside that world, you start adding all the pieces from the text, the characters, the location, the events. You're literally building it as you go.
So check out this example from a football game. When you read this, your mind immediately creates a text world. You know the location, Six Field Stadium. You know the time, now. And you know the characters or enactors, like Josh Lowe and Danny Bowman. And as you read each action, your brain is running this little mental simulation of the game in real time.
Okay, but what about really complex stories, right? The ones with flashbacks or multiple points of view. Well, this is where our minds are just absolutely amazing. The text world model shows that we don't just build one world, we build multiple worlds and we can nest them inside each other. So you'll have one world for the main story, another little bubble for a flashback, maybe a third for a story a character is telling, and your brain just keeps track of it all at once. It's wild.
And look, we're keeping it pretty simple here, but I just wanted to flash this up on screen for a second. You don't have to read it, but this gives you an idea of just how detailed the actual cognitive models are. Scientists have mapped out every little step of this process.
What we're talking about today is really just the tip of the iceberg of a super fascinating field.
So, okay, the mechanics of this are really cool. But why does it matter? What's the big deal? Well, it turns out that these very human reading skills are more important right now than they've ever been.
Just take a look at this. On the left, you've got those human reading skills we've been breaking down: summarizing, recognizing tone, understanding cause and effect. Now, look at the right. Those are some of the biggest challenges in modern AI. Text summarization, sentiment analysis, common sense reasoning. They're literally the same things. The fundamental skills of deep reading are exactly what we're now trying to teach the most advanced machines on the planet. This isn't just a school subject, it's the bedrock of future technology.
So I want to leave you with this one last thought. Reading is never passive. It is a powerful, active creation. So the next time you pick up a book or even just read an article, take a second to remember all that incredible machinery firing away inside your head. You're not just scanning words, you are building a world. And the only question left is, what world will you build?